afternoon and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian. I'm known as WanderBeard around these parts, and in this episode we're going to be exploring the Rio Dulce area of Guatemala, starting here in the town of Rio Dulce and finishing up in Livingston at the other end. I'm planning on staying at 3 different spots over the next week, and 2 of them are only, well, all 3 of them technically are only accessible by boat. So it should be a great adventure here to skirt along the Rio Dulce and check out the area. Just arrived on the bus from Flores after about 4 hours, and yeah, smooth ride, great bus, highly recommended, no problems at all. And I am just waiting now for my boat, and I'm really excited to kind of come check out this part of Guatemala. Absolute stunner of a day here in Guatemala. Great breeze coming off the water here. I'm just at the Sundog Cafe, which you can see behind me. Just had a great sandwich and a drink there. I'll put the picture there on the screen. And yeah, it was just good. I hadn't had breakfast yet today and wanted to grab something before I head up to the place where I'm staying. Anyway, I'll have lots more to come. I just wanted to get a quick intro done here and go from there.
Longer than a few minutes later.
So I'm here in Rio Dulce, and I stayed at Casa Perico for the first 2 nights of my trip up the river, and it was generally a good stay. It's a hostel with about 6 or 7 different rooms, 3 to 5 beds per room. Pretty nice spot overall. They've done a really nice job, building out this place over the time that it's been here. It's been here, I think, around 15 years plus. But generally speaking, it was a good, affordable place to stay for a couple of nights before I head up the river to my next stop. So I'll just give you a quick shot of the room here. This room has 4 beds in it, but there was never more than 3 people in it. And this is where I spent the last couple nights. There's nobody in the top bunk. But here was generally good. I had a nice window there. And then there's a fan up on the wall, which provided some air circulation. I would say that it does get a little warm during the evenings, but then generally cools off as the night continues. So yeah, it was good. It was good for a couple nights. And there's also a shared bathroom and shower here, which I'll show you in a moment. And then I'll take you for a walk out to the front section where the kitchen, dining room, kind of lounge area is on top of this. I'll put the information here on the screen. I contacted them directly and booked directly through email, so I'll put their website address here if you wanted to do the same. So as you can probably hear especially, but also see, it's really raining today. It's been raining like this since about 2 a.m. or so, I would say. So what's nice about this place though is that everything is up on these raised platforms. So you can see here like along the walkway, and the housing and everything is all up about 2 or 3 feet off the ground. So any of the rain and stuff never really bothers the places we're staying in. Being that high up obviously ensures that any of the rain and stuff just kind of falls straight through. It doesn't end up flooding any of the places. The noise, the white noise from the rain is great for sleeping, which is kind of nice. And but just an absolutely beautiful spot here. I mean, we are in the jungle, in the rainforest here for sure. We're along Rio Dulce, but we're probably a few hundred feet back off the water's edge. So you really get a sense of just kind of being right in the middle of it here, which is pretty cool. So just next to where I've been sleeping is the kind of bathroom set up here. So you got a sink here, a decent shower actually, nice tile floor, and it's got one of those electric water heaters built onto the nozzle up there, so it's been good to keep the water nice and warm. And then in here's pretty standard toilet. But yeah, so that's all been fine. No issues there whatsoever. Never over busy like sometimes with these places you get 30, 40 people or something, and one bathroom, but that one's been good. Anyway, I switched back into my rain poncho briefly so we can head up to the front of the building. I'm just checking out, so I'm going to head up there and take my bags up front. And yeah, I'll show you the rest up there. Well, the rain finally stopped, so that's nice. Just kind of a look around here at the general open area. So you got a bunch of tables and stuff in here. There's a bar there, and they cook up in the kitchen just over there. And yeah, it's a great spot. Lots of tables and seating, hammocks, the whole bit. And then you've got this nice open area back here, more hammocks, chairs, seating areas. Yeah, it's a pretty cozy place. And it's a pretty nice place to come and just kind of chill out for a couple days. Again, I didn't really do much while I was here except relax and yeah, I did a little bit of work on my computer and stuff. But other than that, when you do come to places here along Rio Dulce, I would say you're primarily at the place for the entire length of time, because everything is accessible only by boat, at least until you get to Livingston. So yeah, it's kind of almost like a little commune in some ways. You can see the water is really muddy right now from all the rain earlier. Could have been kicked up. But anyway, this is where I stayed for 2 days on my relaxing voyage up the Rio Dulce. And in about an hour and a little bit, I'm actually heading to my second stop, just about 45 minutes farther up the river at a place called Casa Maya. And I'll be there for 3 nights, and we'll give you a tour there as well when we arrive. Welcome to stop number 2 here along the Rio Dulce as I slowly make my way to Livingston in Guatemala. I've been here for now 2 nights, and this place is a little slice of whatever you want to call it. Paradise, heaven, just such a great spot. And I really hope that this video helps showcase where I'm staying a little bit. This place is a family-owned, locally run business. They've been running it, for a number of years now, slowly adding to it piece by piece. And this is Hotel Casa Maya here along the Rio Dulce. So we are about 45 minutes to an hour from the town of Rio Dulce where we started, and about 20 or so minutes to Livingston at the other end. And I picked this place kind of randomly, but it has worked out to be a pretty special treat, in my opinion. So Hotel Casa Maya has multiple options for people who want to stay here. There are private bungalows with private baths. There's a shared space with shared bathrooms, and I'll show you both as I take a walk up through here. Just as a starting point, this is sort of the open gardens area just in front. Here's the river, and there's hammocks here and seating and stuff if you want to have a seat here. They've built this really nice area here. That's like the dining area. They do all their own meals on site, and they have drinks and free water and all that sort of stuff inside. They have breakfast and dinner here that they cook daily, and it's pretty great. As you walk past there and head down this way towards the back, again, you get this real sense that we are very much within the rainforest itself. And there are 4 private bungalows that are here for rent. There's 1 occupied at the moment. They all come with a double-sized bed, fan, private bathroom, and a really nice, like a mosquito net for sleeping, because there are lots of mosquitoes and bugs in the jungle. As we go back here further, so this section here is actually newer. This was completely built by the family and friends of theirs, using, as you can probably see, local wood from the property. So we'll go back here and I'll show you my room and the setup that I have. So back here is the shared bathrooms area. There are 2 sinks here, big mirror for putting your face on. There's a couple of showers here, and what I think is kind of cool is that they actually open up on the backside to the forest, so no one can see you because the entryway is down there and no one's walking through this stuff. So it's just a nice view here through the shower. Cold shower, but again, with the heat, not a problem. There's also 2 bathrooms here, 2 toilets. Pretty standard setup. Lots of seating up here. Again, some nice benches, all handcrafted. A couple more hammocks. And then over through here is my room. Currently, and for the last 2 nights, I've been the only person staying in this back building, so I've basically had the whole place to myself. So this is my room back here. I apologize for the mess. Everything kind of looks like a bomb went off right now, but there's 2 double beds here. This is the one I've been sleeping in. Nice fan up above to keep things cool at night. It is all open at the top, so when it rains here at night, you get a really nice relaxing rain sound, which is great for sleeping. At least for me, I really like that. There's a second bed here, which I haven't been using. I've just been plopping my stuff on top of. Storage shelving, table for, again, more of my stuff. And yeah, it's been great. Bed super comfortable. I had some really good sleeps here the last 2 nights. And the fan is great for keeping things temperate. So I'm going to put the information here on the screen about Hotel Casamaya. And I encourage you that if you are coming to this part of Guatemala, that you strongly consider staying here at Casamaya, because this place is, yeah, it's just perfect. It's so quiet and family run. And like I said, they've built this entire building basically by hand. These boards were all milled and planed from the wood that they've cut down right there. I can't say enough nice things about the people running it as well. Marta and her family have been super hospitable. You know, again, they make all their meals on site, so they have a nice menu selection for breakfast and for dinner. Great Wi-Fi here. It's only available up front, but sitting in that area, it's as strong as any Wi-Fi that I've had anywhere on my trip. It's been great for that. So I've been able to get lots of work done here, video-wise and those types of things. But yeah, I mean, again, just look at it. And it's just so peaceful. Apart from that annoying rooster next door, because he's been driving me crazy for 2 days. So as I mentioned earlier, this is another place that is accessible only by boat here on the Rio Dulce. So what I did is, at my last place, I actually told them I was coming here. So they called and arranged for the boat to pick me up there and drop me off here. That cost 100 quetzales, which is, you know, it's like $20 Canadian, roughly, just a little bit under. So it works out to about $13 US maybe. But it was, I mean, it was 45 minutes on the boat and fast to get here, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that's, you know, that's something to keep in mind when you do come here, is that to both come and go, it's by boat only. When I leave here tomorrow and go to Livingston, same sort of thing. Casamaya actually has their own boat, so they have a offer that can take you right to Livingston for 1 or 2 people for, I think it's 150 quetzales. You can wait for that other boat if you want, but this one here is sort of on demand, so they can take you whenever you want, which is a pretty great deal. So yeah, I've been here, like I said, 2 nights, 1 more night tonight. It's been a very relaxing, very chill spot. If you're looking for a place to come with lots to do and lots to see and adventure and tours and all that sort of stuff, this is not the place for you. If you're coming somewhere where you want to relax and just come to a part of the world that a lot of people don't even know exists and just experience all of this, can't recommend it enough. So yeah, Hotel Casamaya is amazing. And come check it out if you're in Rio Dulce, or if you're on your way to Livingston and you want to break it up a little bit, like I did, stop here. You'll love it. Welcome to Livingston, Guatemala. Good morning from Livingston here in Guatemala. Been here now for a couple of days. This is my good friend Erica. Say hi.
Hi.
And we've been hanging out in Livingston for a couple of days, and it's been wonderful so far. Beautiful weather, great place to stay, which I'll show you later in the video. And the ride up from the previous two places that I stayed at was just unbelievable. So you're gonna get to see all that and more. One of the things I'll say about Livingston is that it's super easy to just chill around and do nothing for days at a time. And yeah, it's been fantastic. So I'm really glad that I got to get out on the Rio Dulce and get to Livingston and check it out before moving on to my next location. Anyway, we're gonna go for a little walk around and just see what the town looks like. And yeah, we'll go from there. So Livingston was first founded in the 1800s. As of 2023, there's approximately 80,000 people living here in Livingston. And as I've mentioned in other parts of the video, it's really kind of an interesting place in that you can only get to it by boat. So from here, you can either take a ferry back to Rio Dulce before you get back to sort of the main part of Guatemala. You can take a ferry over to Puerto Berrios, which is just sort of across the water from here, and there's an airport there. Or you can take a ferry up to the southern end of Belize and then continue on from there. Livingston also became famous for trade in its natural wood that's in the area, which was quite popular, used for shipbuilding and things in the 1800s. And so as a result, it grew into the city that it is today. And it's a great place to come and check out in Guatemala that I would say a lot of people don't even necessarily know about. So we're just taking a walk down this sort of back street, but it's a very beautiful town. So we're just making our way back up. We're gonna take a little walk through the other part of town here. So this is the Hotel Villa Caribe where we stayed, which was really nice. It's just so for reference, here's the ferry docks just down the bottom of the hill here, where you get all the boats coming and going from the town. And yeah, they start here as early as 5:30 in the morning if you want to go to Puerto Berrios, which is good because they actually have a flight there that goes to Guatemala City at 7:30 in the mornings. Most days, when it doesn't sell out. And the boats from here to Rio Dulce start at 9 a.m. There's a 9 a.m. boat with a tour included, and then there's a 9:30 boat with no tour included. It takes about an hour start to finish to get back to Rio Dulce. And as of today, it was 100 quetzales per person to go up to Rio Dulce. Anyway, I'll show you the hotel here later. We're gonna continue up this way and see what we can find. So I do have to say this has been one of the laziest weeks I've had in a long time. I guess that's the right way to put it. It's, you know, coming down Rio Dulce and stopping at Casa Perico and then Casa Maya, and now here in Livingston. It's been pretty laid back, wouldn't you say? Voila! And it's been a very easy way to spend the week here in this part of Guatemala and just kind of, you know, float down the river, basically. Best way to put it?
Yeah.
I definitely would recommend, if you are coming to Guatemala and you're starting up in Flores, or if you're coming from Guatemala City, this is definitely a nice break. you get to some of the places you stay at along the river, and you're kind of isolated in that they have their own kitchens, you know, dining, all the meals and stuff are made available for you, which is fantastic. And then you get to here and you can kind of explore around a little bit, see the town, and then continue on your way. Lots of people go to Flores and Tikal, and they've got busy schedules while they're there. And then they go to other parts of Guatemala, and they have busy times there. This is not the place to come if you want to be busy. It is, however, a great place to come if you want to see pigs running across the street up ahead. So I just got to the end of this road. I was going to walk down to the end, down to the water, but I'm feeling very lazy today, and it is very hot out, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, everywhere you go here kind of starts up on this hill and goes down right to the water level. Here was the same. It was the same over where the ferry docks are and stuff. And yeah, just a beautiful spot here. We're just kind of wandering some side streets here in Livingston, kind of away from all the traffic and the noise and the tourists. And really cool little city with some buildings that look a little bit different than a lot of what we've seen in other places. Like they've got this, you know, closed-in area in the front of the house, almost like a closed-in patio. And then these really nice stairs and stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's got a different feel to it than a lot of places that I've seen. But very cool. Very cool little town. Easy place to come and hang out for a few days. I would say if you come to Livingston, you probably don't need more than 2 days. Maybe 2 days, 3 days max. Just come, hang out, have some food. Put a picture on the screen here of a place down called Happy Fish down on the waterfront, where I had tapado garrafuna, or garrafuna tapado. I forget which way it goes. And that was an amazing meal. So I would recommend there. And so far, all the meals have been great. Anyway, we're gonna head back to town. It is 12 o'clock. I've wandered long enough. It is time for some pupusas. Just at a store here, Erica is checking out some traditional clothes. So, I thought I'd give you a quick room review here at the Hotel Via Caribe in Livingston. So I stayed here for 3 nights, and we split on the cost, so I will show you the full price and everything at the end. But yeah, this turned out to be a fantastic spot. There was 2 beds, great air conditioning up there on the wall. The Wi-Fi here was really good. There's actually a really nice patio. It's too dark, I think, now to show it off, but this was like a private little patio area to sit outside overlooking the river, which again, it's too dark for. TV on the wall, we didn't use much. There was a little TV stand here, charging ports over there. Really kind of a weird setup in that there was no charging ports next to the bed, just up on the wall over here, and then one down underneath there. Lots of little storage cubby holes and things, and nice bathroom. So, you know, nice walk-in shower. Water was fine here. I used it for brushing my teeth and stuff the last 2 days. This place also has a restaurant on site. Breakfast can be included for a fairly affordable price. I think it was something like an extra 30 quetzales a day, so that's like $4.50 US. And they give you like there's 4 or 5 different options from the breakfast menu that you can choose from. Worked out to be great. It comes with like fruit and orange juice and coffee, and everything's included with that, so that was always a nice feature. This location was nice. It's just literally up the hill from the docks where the boats come and go from here in Livingston, and it's also at the top of that hill, so you can just kind of walk outside and then you're at the sort of downtown area that you saw a little bit of today. So yeah, overall, great spot. I'll put the information here on the screen for it. It turned out to be really nice for a few days. I did my laundry here as well. They had a laundry service on site. It cost me, I think, 75 or 80 quetzales in total, which works out to, I don't know, about $10 maybe. But it was just nice to get everything washed, dried, and folded. Just kind of start fresh after this week with the 2 other stops along Rio Dulce. It was just nice because it was very hot and very sweaty the whole time. So it was good to have a nice fresh set of clothes to leave town with tomorrow. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to give you just a quick look around the place. Really happy with it. No complaints. Yeah, good stuff. So I thought I would mention a few things about my experience here over the past week in Rio Dulce. The river experience itself, the 3 different places that I stayed at, and kind of what the expectations should be when you come to this part of Guatemala. So for me, it was exactly what I expected it would be, and I mean that in the best possible sense. When I read about Livingston and, its location along the river, I thought that would be really cool to see. I'm not sure, if there would be much to do when I got here, but, kind of having a river life experience for a week was awesome. Such a cool spot. My first stop was Casa Perico for 2 nights, which I enjoyed. It was very much the hostel experience with, shared beds, shared bathrooms, all that sort of thing. It was very much nestled into the rainforest setting. The food was decent at the restaurant that they have there. Everything on site was made available to people. There was no allowance for, bringing in outside food, outside drinks, anything at all basically was not allowed. So in some ways that's nice because everything's taken care of for you. Your meals, your drinks, whatever you want, it just gets added to a tab that you pay when you check out. The danger of that, of course, is that you're running a tab, and if you're not paying attention, your price can jump pretty quickly. So Casa Perico was 90 quetzales a night for 2 nights while I stayed there, and then the final bill after 2 days was 600 quetzales. That includes 100 to get the boat to pick me up there to take me to the second place I stayed at, which was Casa Maya. Casa Maya was, to me, an amazing experience. It was a beautiful, family-run, small, independent operation. The family that runs the place was incredible. The location was incredible. They had put so much work into building the place themselves, making all the buildings, and even, chopping down trees and refining the wood that built those buildings. So if it were me, if I were picking a place, Casa Maya would certainly be a place I would return to. I thought that, the food at the restaurant that they have there was all homemade. They were prepping things, for lunches and breakfasts and dinners every day. And everything was delicious. Bring lots of bug spray. If you're staying along the Rio Dulce, there are lots of mosquitoes. There are lots of what they call yellow flies, which are sort of a larger bug that likes to bite. I have lots of bite marks on me, despite using lots of, mosquito repellent and stuff this week. But that didn't detract any from the experience for me. From there, Erica and I actually traveled together from Casa Maya up here to Livingston to stay here. And the boat ride from Casa Maya to Livingston was just incredible. And I've had some of that video footage here in the video. And just a beautiful spot. Remarkable in a word. So then you get to Livingston, which is, a fairly significantly sized town of, I believe, 80,000 people or so. And Yeah, I mean, it's a cool little town with its own little vibe to it. You walk down the street and you hear three or four different languages all going at the same time. I would say there's definitely a Caribbean vibe to this town. It feels very different from a lot of the other sort of places that I've been to. This felt more like what I saw in Belize as opposed to what I've seen so far in Guatemala. But everyone's been very friendly. Prices here were really good, I thought, considering its location and, obviously the difficulty that they would have bringing in goods to the area. I thought prices were pretty good everywhere we went. Meals and stuff were delicious. Food was very fairly priced. So I would say that the Rio Dulce area is definitely worth your time. If you're coming to this part of Guatemala from Rio Dulce town to catch the ferry, consider stopping along the way and not just going straight to Livingston. I think that there's a lot of different places along the river that are really cool. There's certainly lots of opportunities from those bases of operations to go on tours, to go to, river restaurants and those types of things. It was just a really cool experience, a really unique place. And one that I will definitely remember for some time. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to put out some thoughts on the Rio Dulce experience. And I can't recommend it enough. The whole trip has been great. It's been a week of just, enjoying nature and enjoying, quiet downtime with, small independently run places. Even here in Livingston at this hotel that I'm staying at, this is a Guatemalan owned building and business. So it's nice to be able to, again, support, companies like that. Anyway, that's all. Just wanted to share some thoughts. Anyway, that's going to do it from here in Rio Dulce region and Livingston. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like or a comment below to let me know that you were here. I do take the time to respond to every comment that I receive, so I really do appreciate them. If you have questions or comments, please fire away. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please do that. I certainly appreciate every subscriber that I receive. If you'd like to support me further, you can do that through either a PayPal donation link down below. I've recently launched some new YouTube memberships with 3 different tiers available. These were put in place to replace an old Patreon setup that I had prior to this. And remember, life is short. Wander. I'll see you in the next video.